this is the final part of Pixel Pulp's game series, Grizzly Man. And I believe that this is like a slasher-inspired game. And we know, you know how much we love 80s horror movies and slasher movies, so yeah, it's right up my alley, this. You're more than 13,000 kilometers from home. From your friends. From your university campus. 13,000 kilometers. You think about that number and wonder how many miles that is. Chloe, a French traveller you met at a hostel in Fairbanks, had taught you a quick way to convert it. I like the little characters, like you know, in the sea right there. And even though Chloe admitted her method wasn't exact, it was close enough. First, I divide the number by 10. Oh no, not again. No, come on, Josh. 13,000 divided by 10. 13. It'd be 13 if I divided it. Josh, you're terrible. The next step is multiply the result by 6. So 1,300. So 1,300 times 6. 7,800. Yeah, you're 7,800 miles from home. In a country with a different currency, another culture, another way of measuring distance. That's a Ron Jeremy on the left there. You met them at the same hostel as Chloe. What's Ron Jeremy up to now? I know he was going to court because of.
He looks horrible.
Yeah, he's fucked. Some women said he was like, I don't want to mention it on stream. So I'm already in like hot water with like YouTube and half the time with the games we play. Mike and Ava. Oh, hey Ava, that was from the other game. Have been together for almost 2 years, wasn't it? They were like.
Mike and Ava.
Ava. Yeah, wasn't Ava from the second game, Banshee Nights, the third game, Banshee Nights, like his daughter or something?
Oh,
I think so. You know they're from the United States, but you're not sure where exactly. When Ava mentioned the city they lived in, you didn't get it, and then you felt too embarrassed to ask again. Embarrassed, you think? Something none of you had felt even remotely the night before. Oh my god, this guy's a stud. I know they were pushing you aside. Screw them. Who do they think they are? Hadn't they told you they were looking for new experiences? What is this? Were they going to have a threesome? Yeah, some sort of swingers club. Or was it the only when alcohol or weed could give them an easy excuse to do what they really wanted to do? She's got no... Look, I feel like her nipple there. She's not wearing no bra. You miss your family. It's hard to admit. And as a psychology student, you try not to analyze yourself. They arrived at the clearing a few minutes ago. Mike took off his clothes and ran straight into the water. You started to unbutton your pants and Ava looked you in the eyes and shook her head. Oh, Ava wants Mike all for herself. What a bitch. Then she took off her clothes and stepped into the river. You wonder what was going on with Ava. We're kind of cute though. Look at those lovely eyes. Is she feeling threatened? Does she think your presence puts her relationship at risk? 13,000 kilometers. How many miles did you say that was? 7,800 or something. Far from home, you wonder that what you want to do with your life. Go back to your ex when you get home. Graduate and set up your own practice. Seeing the salmon have been your idea. The salmon travel huge distances against the current to complete their reproductive cycle. Are you a salmon too? You feel the pulse quicken and a void in the pit of your stomach. Do you want to have kids? Start a family with your parents, your grandparents. You look at the stones and pick one. The bigger the size, the better the grip, the easier the movement. So the bigger the stone, well, I guess the big stone then. Oh, we got to throw a stone at her head. Go on, Josh. Oh. I don't actually understand our goal. I don't know. You look at the stones. The bigger the size, the better the grip, the easier the movement.
Oh yeah, so that's... No, that's just gonna be...
I don't actually understand this. Do you do...
It doesn't really explain anything.
It's like you gotta be a mind reader to understand. Do you have to do 2 now? Do 1, 2, 3. Maybe go up 3. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Nice.
Oh.
What? And then we click throw? I guess press it? Try to click every blank box.
I don't understand that.
That was... Oh, it's a second that you live like an eternity. You want to scream but can't. That is amazing. Got a bear mask. Just like thunder can't precede the lightning. Oh man, that is awesome. You scream only when the light reveals what's going on. Run! Suddenly everything speeds up. Time seems to regain its normal rhythm. That is sick. And all that matter is that whatever that is, it doesn't catch you. It's a shame because you lost the impact of that with the stupid stone game, which doesn't explain. No, it doesn't. You're so limited to what you can do. Oh, you effort quickens your breathing. And with every exhale, the thoughts pile up. Shouldn't you just shut down some cognitive functions? Let only the reptilian part of your brain take over? And focus on whatever that is. I got refreshed. The image of Ava assaulting you like a revelation. Okay. Is it wrong to run? Would you run if it had been someone else instead of Ava? What would you have done if it was Chloe? Or your ex? Your mom? You feel you've gained significant lead and look back. Where? Christ! The creature appears out of nowhere. Oh, salmon. A piece of your brain slides down the trunk of an old aspen in the Tiga. Fucking hell!
So you can't use too fast then?
Right. God, this game's crazy.
So I'm balling.
Just stay in the green bar. We gotta get closer and closer to like the monster guy. The image of this. Okay, just read that. Is it wrong to run? Would you run it with someone else instead? Yeah, we read that. They should just put like a red X up here saying like you can't proceed it because. Or your dad. You hide behind a tree trying to calm yourself. How could something like this be real? Could you be imagining it? Run. Oh, that is really, really cool. You start running again. This time without looking back. Do you have to do something else? Click on the picture. You hear a sob nearby. No! Got branches like. You find Mike sprawled on the ground. Claudia! The branch piercing his leg points towards the treetops, as if trying to rejoin the forest. Ava, I didn't want to. You don't really know what to say to him. Mike, you're dead meat, mate. You think you catch a glimpse of shame in his eyes. But who are you to judge? You ran too. You hear a whistle. Oh, that is savage. And something warm splashes your face. This might be the best one yet. Mike's eyes so full of questions just moments ago. Spin backwards like a macabre slot machine. That is amazing. Mike. You try not to think, but you know it's impossible. Mike and Ava are dead, but you are not. You are alive. You cling to that thought. The certainty of your survival seems to awaken something primal within you. Something stronger than you, than any monster. And you run. You run like you never run before.
Great intro. Just straight into
Yeah, it's a shame that there's such a horrible puzzle with the fucking pebbles. That was stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no... how'd you figure that out? We still don't know what we were
Nothing
doing.
explained. Nothing. Oh no.
Or maybe that's what it was. You just had to flick that. You couldn't actually throw it. Oh, what is this? Someone done push-ups? No, what is that?
What was that? Is that like some bloody clothes or
I'm not sure. Oh,
oh, the sunglasses.
Okay.
Back room.
yeah. I like these up-close portraits. They look really, really cool. Best start to any of the games so far. That was...
Screen.
And surprisingly graphic, you know. Robert, is this the old police chief that's retired or seen it all? A few hours earlier. Rob, Abigail. Are you listening? What? Abigail furrows her brow. You know it's not easy to fool her. And it doesn't surprise you in the slightest when she starts from the beginning. There's an interesting group for today's excursion. 2 college students, a documentary filmmaker, and a travelling painter. If we made them walk into a bar, it would be like one of those jokes, right? Abigail signs with resignation. In all these years, she knows you. She heard you laugh very few times. As a student, documentary filmmaker, ask about travelling painter. Ethan and Leo, 2 students from Bao. You already know how college students are. They seem conspiracies where there's nothing but government neglect. That's a good way to put it. And clumsiness in the management. Hannah, a documentary filmmaker from TV. Quite the character. She wants to throw herself into one of those rapids and film it with the camera on her helmet. She wants what? The job will do you good, Rob. An awkward silence fills the space, and Abigail tries to smile. Make sure she gets to the cabin. What she does after that is her business. You know Abigail wants to help. She thinks these excursions could keep you occupied. But the truth is different. Travelling painter. Right, who's the murderer? That's what I want to know. Johan. He's here in Alaska to paint landscapes.
It's Joe.
Josh thinks it's Johan already. Josh, Johan isn't a beast. That thing was a powerhouse. Can you believe he's only 3 years older than us? Is he? He looks like 90. Nice group, huh? What if we tell them it's cancelled? Abigail starts gesturing. Gesturing, sorry. You hear the same old arguments. It's not worth clarifying that it was a joke. Abigail enjoys playing her part. I'm going to get ready. You haven't been sleeping well for several nights. And it's not just about your father's death. There's an anxiety you struggle to put into words. Look at me. Who the hell are you? For a moment you think the image is about to answer you. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise you if it did. Are we that fucked up? There's a whole part of you didn't know anything about. Oh my god, are we the murderer? No. Why aren't you saying anything? Are you waiting for me to speak first? Fucking hell, are you absolutely screwed in the head? Is everyone here? You hear a timid murmur and ask again, raising your voice. Are we all here? Hannah and documentary filmmaker, Johan the painter, and Leo and Ethan answer with a lot more enthusiasm. That's what I like to hear. Now listen up. The excursion is split into 2 parts. Today's part is a little easier, but not by much. Do you all have water? Good. I'm sure I don't need to remind you that Alaska is full of dangers. Cougars, rocky terrain, and of course grizzly bears. I like that little touch there. I'm asking that we all stay cautious. Pay attention to every step and stick together. We'll spend the first night in tents at the first shelter. The second night we'll sleep in the cabin. We'll wake up, have breakfast, and after breakfast you'll be free to do as you please. For anyone who wants to keep exploring, remember it's at your own risk. I'll take the truck back here. Anyone who wants to join me, the return trip is on us. But keep in mind, these hikers are only possible with everyone's help. He looks like John Locke from Lost. I'm sure you have questions, but there'll be time to answer them, by the way.
It'll be interesting how Lou Hill's going to be in this summer.
Yeah, is Lou Hill in this one? Lou Hill is everywhere.
And Santos.
You smile, yeah, Xantos. But your smile just specific configuration of the muscles around your mouth. Though you talked about the dangers of the excursion, you chose to leave out the recent disappearances. Oh no! And some rumours you heard in town. It's probably because we're the fucking murderer.
Yeah, because you said some weird shit in there, so... Unless we're
Yeah.
just a little bit unstable, or weird whistle.
Okay. Everyone was in each other's sheets back then. Sometimes even literally. The CIA owes a lot to the US Army. How much do you know about Dr. Morales? Oh, is that like... It's always the same with informants. It's like doing a cannonball into a pool. When you hit the water, your body pushes it out, creating a void. And informant words are like the water, rushing to fill that void and splashing everywhere. Morales is a Spanish scientist, a disciple of Dr. Delgado. Morales, or it's not Morales, it's Morales, isn't it? Morales ran one of the MK Ultra's sub-programs. He wasn't so interested in LSD or sleep deprivation. He specialized in brain microcontrollers, just like his mentor. But Morales' experiments were far more ambitious. The army sent soldiers to Morales. Soldiers reported as missing in action. Missing in action, as they call it. And Morales would crack their heads open in the operating room to implant the microcontrollers. You haven't said a single word since the interview began. You always find it funny that they call you the interviewer at the agency. Questions aren't your sharpest weapon. It's the silence. Playing as Robert again. Robert! Wait a second. You slow your pace and notice Johan's impatient gesture. Johan doesn't seem to tolerate the documentary filmmaker too much. You know Johan is a painter, and you wonder if it's a matter of chemistry. Or is it to do with Hannah's need to meditate every experience through the lens of her camera? That's it. What do you think? Does it actually work? Hannah smiles. The design is mine and a friend's. We maximize the space. I don't know if you've seen other helmets. They're usually bulkier. Can you imagine if we wore helmets like that one at the uni parties? Leo bursts out laughing and punches Ethan in the shoulder. Oh, they're like, yeah, bro. They're like bros, aren't they? Watch where you step. I want to show you something. How many times have you made this same journey? You have witnessed other migrations in the time you don't remember? You notice the sky suddenly darken. Think of Jamie, your father. If Jamie were here, he'd remind you of the pathetic fallacy. That literary device where the weather seems to react, reflecting what's happening inside the character. Jamie always talked about his books. What else could a widowed man over 65 do in Alaska beside read and drink? You shake your head, push away certain images. I think that if there's any truth to the damn pathetic fallacy, the clouds should clear with the gesture. Look down there. So, Hannah, Johan, Ethan and Leo approach the cliff's edge. They spot 4 grizzly bears waiting in the river. The salmon migration is a key event for grizzlies. They need plenty of fat to hibernate. God, that's a beast of a grizzly. And survive the winter. Salmon is a rich source of energy. A high fat food. Especially the females who carry the eggs. Yeah, this guy's definitely the murderer. The river's position is crucial. The strongest males claim the best location. Whereas the salmon are easier to catch. The younger bears and females with cubs are pushed to less favourable areas. It's a constant battle to secure the top spot. A roar shakes the Alaskan sky. Anyone can mistake it for thunder from the approaching storm. But the earth-shaking sound comes from one of the oldest bears in the area, preparing to defend its spot in the river. God, jeez. He's ripping his ear out, isn't he? The fight lasts only a few seconds. But that doesn't make it any less brutal. The oldest bear retreats defeated. What happens next? You know, most of them manage to adapt. They find a new spot to fish. But what about the few that don't make it? What other choices do they have? Did you know that when bears fight, they exert so much force that they end up shitting themselves? I love Ethan. Johan bursts into laughter with Leo and Hannah joining in, barely able to hold it together. Is that true? Even though Ethan admits it was a good one, that's probably not true. He's still surprised by the group's reaction. Could there be more to that laughter than just a reaction to a well-timed comment? Unaware of what's happening with the group, you can't help but wonder whose glasses you found earlier among the river stones belong to. A chill runs down your spine. Will you ever know what attacked you in the woods all those years ago? No matter how hard you try, you have no memory before Jamie found you. Robert? Are you okay? You force a smile. Come on. We're close to the shelter.
It's interesting. I mean,
yeah.
a bit of backstory.
I love like the 80s setting though, like, you know, Friday the 13th or around the lake.
Yeah.
Because it's always going off the beaten path, isn't it? Seeing things that you shouldn't see, you know, getting separated from the group. It's always quite an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Oh, the fire brings two simultaneous and contradictory sensations. Is this like a cabin that's got some fire? Just like the burning when he burned down his cabin, and that's what created the murderer. The first is a sense of safety. The beasts stay away from the flames, or is it just a campfire? And the chill of the night feels absurd when wrapped in the fire's warmth. The second sensation is more complicated. Beyond the circle of light cast by the fire, it feels like nothing else exists. But within it, the presence of others become almost unbearable. It's not their stories about the past that bother you. It's the inability to share your own. We are one troubled individual, aren't we?
Yeah, something bad happens to this guy.
What happened back then? After your father's death, it took you forever to return to his house. The idea of sorting through his belongings paralyzed you. Maybe losing your memory made new memories feel heavier. You left the chest for last. You always thought you'd find something embarrassing. Maybe a photo. Or some questionable erotic pulp novel. How would you laugh if he hidden something like that? But no, you found none of it. Inside was a letter addressed to you, and alongside it, a white shirt and a black suit. In the letter, your father described the morning 12 years ago, when he found you in the woods. The night before, he dreamed of Amelia, her wife. She had been gone for years. In the dream, Amelia stood in the clearing in the woods, trying to soothe a crying child in her arms. When Jamie woke up, he had a coffee with a splash of whiskey and set off walking. He knew exactly where he was headed. He reached the clearing and found you. Your head resting in a pool of blood. Jamie rushed to you and found you still had a pulse. So he carried you back to the cabin and cared for you. What he never told you was that on that morning you were dressed entirely black. A dark suit and a white shirt. He kept it from you because everyone in town knew the stories about men in black. You didn't respond for a month. When you finally recovered, you couldn't remember anything. Not even your name. Jamie called you Robert, the name he and Amelia had chosen back when they were still believed they'd have a child. But Amelia had fallen ill when she was young and they had to remove her uterus. Later they considered adoption, but time passed. Amelia died, and Jamie was left alone. They would never have a child, or so he thought, until the dream where his late wife showed him the crying baby in the clearing. The letter ended with Jamie apologizing to you. In the dream, the baby was crying. No matter how hard Amelia tried, she couldn't calm it down. Did I do the right thing, son? Or would you have preferred something else? The question echoes in your head. Would you have preferred something else? Fire crackles and your eyes start to water. You take advantage of the others looking at Ethan to quickly wipe your eyes. Want to hear a scary story? You force a smile to answer almost without thinking. Oh, yours, Ethan. Bit sinister. You're thankful for the college student in the group. You'd rather hear any story than have them start sharing personal details of their lives. The one about the frogs. Leo points at his friend over and over. Ethan's going to be a bestseller, mark my words. Ethan waves Leo off and settles into his spot. This is the story of St. Olmos, the town that sucked down 10,000-year-old toads. The young writer pauses. He knows the title solid. As he smiles, he notices the group waiting for him to continue. 8 out of 10 people worked in the coal mine. The rest are workers at the bar, on the fields, or at the police station. St. Olmos had only one teacher and 2 nurses. No religious representatives, and the 3 mine discoveries made all the decisions for the time. Beto, Chico, and Ruben. The coal mines had turned these 3 young pioneers into millionaires. After 15 years, St. Olmos had a population of 133 and one of the highest per capita incomes in the country. Chico organized the work at the mine. When they came across a hard wall in one of the main veins, or veins or whatever, Chico was the one who set the charge and detonated them. What happened next would change the town's history forever. Stop listening to fucking Ethan. After the explosion, Chico went up to the hole left in the hard wall. Some fat, bumpy toads jumped out in all directions and started croaking. Chico screamed for older and told them to catch the toads without hurting them. When he returned to meet Beto and Ruben, Chico had 23 toads in a big cardboard box. Chico told them what happened in the mine and Beto said it couldn't be true. That it was impossible for toads to have survived all this time. Chico opened the box and let them see for themselves. Ruben, who had always been the most impulsive of the 3, grabbed one of the toads and brought it close to his face. He looked at the coloured bumps on its skin, and something seemed to take over him. He sucked it, and sucked and sucked. Ruben dropped the toad and put his hands on his head. He started naming all 133 people of St. Olmos in alphabetical order, and when he finished, he reached into the box and pulled out another toad. He sucked it and handed it to Beto. Chico grabbed Beto's arm and told him no, but Beto sucked it anyway. Chico tried to grab the toad from his hand, and Ruben appeared from behind and struck him in the neck with the butt of his revolver. Chico woke up several hours later. What is with these stories? He didn't know where he was slowly began to remember. In the streets, he noticed that almost everyone had a fat toad in their hand, sucking on it. Chico ran into the police station. The armory was open, but he didn't find anything. He tried to calm himself. He heard some screams coming from the bar and went to see what was happening. The whole town seemed to have gone mad. There was no explanation. 132 people formed chain heading to the east of the mine. They all work together in the invisible enterprise while alternately sucking those ancient fat toads. Chico followed them until they stopped. 5 stone idols formed a circle. The crowd began to crowd into the figure made by the idols. The idols shone in bright daylight, and 132 inhabitants of St. Almost vanished in an instant. Chico managed to grab a fat toad that fell from a woman's hand as she disappeared. Alone and on the edge, he started sucking the toad. Sucked and sucked. He collapsed on the ground, unable to hold back his tears. He kept sucking until nightfall and lost all touch with reality. The toad had stopped croaking a long time ago. A week later, a group of explorers found Chico's corpse clutching a toad with both hands. A fat toad whose eyes had popped out of his head and its insides had spilled from its mouth. And you know what? The explorer map did not show any town called St. Almost. It's so good. Ethan clapped his hands together as if praying and smiles. You wonder what your father would have felt Ethan's story. So it didn't exist?
Yeah, there's no like evidence of like St. Almost ever.
Alright, with that said, I think we're going to put a save here. What do you reckon? It's getting late now.
Yeah,
Weird.
this stories are very bizarre.
Alright. Grizzly man. Oh yeah, we're telling camp stories. Maybe Ethan's mistake is hanging out with people like Leo. People who praise everything he does. I've got other stories. Beavers that build a dam with bones from an old Indian cemetery. I like that, that's quite cool. An old woman who carves miniatures reproductions of the townspeople from wood of the oldest trees in the taiga. And creates unexpected butterfly effects with every movement of her knife. A goat who lures mountaineers and causes them to fall from the cliffs. Have you seen them crazy goats though that could climb up those almost vertical cliffs? It's crazy. You see them on those dams. I'm like, how the hell did they get up there? Tell them about the siren thing. Is it Greek? Yes. Yeah, but the Greek stories are so weird anyway. Siren and goat share the same etymological origin in Greek. Fuck me, what a word. I've got several manuscripts in my backpack with my stories. That's enough. Oh, finally. You're about to apologize and head to bed when you notice Hannah rummaging through her things. At a film festival, I met a young filmmaker who makes horror movies. His name is not important. Hannah smiles slightly to the side. Ethan looks at Hannah with interest. The young student seems to have realized it's time to be quiet. You remember one of the things your dad used to say. A good storyteller knows when to listen. Who knows, you think? Maybe Ethan has a future as a writer. This filmmaker was obsessed with a type of solitaire. Oh no! That only sociopaths. What is it with these fucking games and solitaire? Every single one has a shitty solitaire game that nobody wants to play. Yeah, you wave to the group and tell them not to stay up too late. I don't know why they're obsessed with this solitaire. Please don't. It's not a fun trend. They need to be rested for tomorrow. Could all the stories you've heard about the men in the black be true? You think about Ethan and feel a little envious. When a writer doesn't know something, they just make it up. Oh, is this serial killer going to be lurking around the campsite at night? That looks awesome. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, look, there's that tuna. What's that fish they called it again? The salmon going upriver? Where? The eggs. Orange. Dirty. Dirty. Ultra. That is so cool. Soft. How much? How much? How much? Dirty. Dirty. Look, there's sex going on in the background. The river. I love this. This is so well done. Where? Oh, salmon. If you and humans are salmon, like just out there to breed, he hates it. Orange.
This is the
soft.
best part he's done there.
Yeah, this game looks fucking sick as hell. Oh, salmon. It looks awesome, this game.
Well, back
strip some of the campfire stories and all the irrelevant shit and just focus more on like slashing. I find. I reckon that'd be better. Like survival. The art world has gone crazy. Critics talk about action painting. Jackson Pollock throws the canvas on the ground and paints whatever comes to him. Accident, gravity, and gesture. Didn't they realise the guy never leaves his studio to paint? The first time I saw a painting by Johann Christian Dell, I was 7. The painting was called Stormy Sea. How could you not be fascinated by something like that? The foam against the rocks, the boat battling the waves, the two people watching from the top of the cliff. But of course, Dell cheats in his paintings. He tells the story of all the elements in the scene. There's something artificial about the composition. My favourite painting by Dell is Norwegian Mountain Landscape. The curves of the mountain formations, the mist, the water. No human presence at all. Except for the one who painted it. There's something about the fresh perspective that draws me in. I love that, look at the waterfall. Something outside of time. Painting in nature, in solitude. Becoming one with the elements. And fading out on the other side of the brush. I like painting with descriptive titles. Stormy Sea or Norwegian Mountain Landscape. It's funny. Pollock even used numbers to name his works. That way the title wouldn't influence any interpretation. Using a number as letter for a painting. That's quite interesting, I never knew that. Sorry, a title for a painting. Are they so afraid of figuration? Afraid that the audience won't see what they see when they paint? Or maybe they're afraid they can't paint what they see. You feel a certain lightness, as if suddenly the way you control your actions has changed. Okay, hold there a sec. Left, right, up, down to move. Enter action, so we're painting on the canvas, I suppose. Left, right, up and down to move. Okay. Do you have to match the 4 with the 4? Get painting, Josh. Right, what kind of puzzle is this? I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Usually, kind of like just.
Is that how you do it? Oh, instructions. How about that? Oh, shit. The appearance leaves you stunned. I gotta admit, I really like the killer's outfit in this game. It's, I don't know, it's like a beaked axe. It's weird. Completely unable to move. You think about Bruno Ligefor's paintings. Another artist who left a mark on you. And you remember all those hares he painted being attacked by different predators. One of the most recurring themes in his work. It just looks great. A thought spirals in your mind. In both the appearance and you are part of the subject of a painting. Who's on the other side of the canvas now? Generate central nervous system order. Recognize threat. Run. Oh, fuck me. Oh my. That is brilliant. Your head stops spinning with your nose stuck between some rocks. That is so fucked up. Go, Josh, you would take your head straight off. Why would you need to generate an order from your central nervous system? You don't have time to answer that question. The first step is recognizing you're in danger. Run. Oh god, they're trolling your ass, Josh, with some of these. Now your brain can generate the order. And you run. I would personally run straight away. I wouldn't worry about trying to... Well, you could tell it's a threat with a fucking axe. Yeah. You ran as fast as you can. The canvas is left behind. And the distance separates the art from the artist. What follows is phenomenon you've experienced before. The painting condenses the action into a single image. Outside the painting, everything seems excessive. The singular becomes multiple, and the self an infinite echo of your past. Oh, fuck me. The poker moves at lightning speed. Oh, it's a poker. But it's got like a blade on it. Blood pours from... cool. I like the silhouette. It's the black of the red. It looks really cool.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, what happened?
I plugged in twin instead of retry, so the guy died.
Oh, no.
Look what he looted, reckon.
Come on, now we've got to play as Robert now. You killed him off.
No, that sucks. I don't like that. I want actually try.
Oh, Josh is getting upset that he let the painter die.
Fucking hell. I could quickly rush this. I mean, it's in like fucking like literally a minute.
Josh is really upset with that decision, weren't you, Josh?
Yeah, I don't, why is that going to be an option to like...
I guess you could just kill off people you don't like. I know there's multiple endings in these games, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd rather just like actually, you know, sort of leave them swipe.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the artwork in this one is absolutely up there with the best. It might be the best one of them all. Then again, I like the Banshee Knights one. That has some really, really good art.
Really nice.
But this one looks so cool as well. I didn't really care about this painter, I can't lie.
Right, he's at it, you know, no score whatsoever.
No. I still think the first option of run straight away is the best option.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think I would want to even think of anything else.
Right, how the fuck do you do this again?
The poker moves at lightning speed.
It goes so fast that you didn't really have...
Yeah.
Duck. Right, what, do you just have to...
I am not sure.
It's just...
That is one thing I would say about this game. Sometimes they don't explain how to play these games very well.
I gotta let you click duck when you're in the fucking thing. Right, fucking hell.
Oh, wow. Go on, painter. God, what an absolute legend.
Oh, God.
The blue came dangerously close. You're gonna fall into the lake. But close to what? What's the limit of what you think you are? Is there no more... is there more than one self?
When you get really philosophical...
Yeah, I don't always get philosophical. Just fucking run away. That self you believe you identify with. You think again about Lil Jeffor's hairs. Were they all the same hair? Hairs about to die in the claws of a bird. Victims of a fox bite. Or maybe a poker. Why not? We actually kicked him. Nice. Who is it? There's something timeless about the image of those hairs. Something that updates with every confrontation. Oh my god. Oh. The creature moves quickly. Oh, Josh, you're getting absolutely destroyed here. Blood hits the tiger. You think you can hit a melody? You try to struggle with it. How are you supposed to know like what to actually click on really? It's pure luck. Oh, nice. Hold on a sec. What am I seeing here? So we stabbed him with a pencil, did we?
Right, so I think we got stabbed with a pencil, then we got light twist with an ulcer.
Right. I didn't get to read it. Where did you stab him to?
Right.
Stab a pencil. You tried to struggle with it.
Okay, right. I guess we stabbed him and we run for the cliff.
Right.
That's great.
That's really cool. Can you imagine playing this without any, you know, any like reloads? Cool. Almost impossible. You finally think you understand what draws your attention to the hairs in Lil Jaffar's work. The repetition is an illusion, because what repeats itself can always be experienced as something new. Oh, he is fuming.
Well,
So you actually saved the painter, Josh. So we know it ain't the painter. Back to Robert. None of you heard anything. What do you expect? After smoking at that stuff you gave us, and the paranoia, that was because of what Ethan said about the disappearances. And what about playing a slasher solitaire? I don't know. Anyway, I slept like a log afterwards. New disappearances during the salmon migration. You can't deny that's a good hook. You think so? I already have buyers for my documentary. You think running rapids is more interesting than the disappearances? Didn't you get anything I told you yesterday? And how you expect me to understand? Your joint completely messes us up. I'm going to do something in first person that's never been done before. Is novelty enough? Hey. You decide to interrupt them. You've been talking too much already. You remember your father sitting in the rocking chair, a glass of whiskey in his hand, and an open book on his lap. Few writers manage to define secondary characters with just a few lines of dialogue. It's nobody's fault Johan disappeared. What matters now is figuring out where he went. You still can't understand it. How did the painter manage to get up and leave the camp without waking you? The tracks are still fresh. It shouldn't be too hard to find him. When you reach the cliff, you start to worry. You're going to see his painting, aren't you? You notice a second set of tracks and some variations in the depth of the disturbed earth. You scratch your head. If it were for the second set of tracks being human, you'd swear Johan was running from a predator. What the hell? What? Did you find something? You look at the mark on the tree trunk and try to piece the scene together. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is it, Ethan? Damn it. Why isn't anyone answering me? Will you chill out already? I just stepped in shit, that's all.
always the comedian.
Always. You hear the roar in the sky and you find yourself thinking about Jamie again. Is your dad up there following everything that's happening like he did where he'd read his book in the rocking chair? You always wondered why he read so much when all he did was complain about everything. We better head back to camp. It's nearly impossible to follow the trail now. And the rain's going to make it worse. I'm going to have a quick drink. Joshua, you just keep skipping. Hannah shakes her head. I thought he'd be with you. Oh, it's raining. No, Robert called off the search. So now what, Robert? What's the plan, huh? You try to calm yourself down, but the weather isn't helping. You think back to the pathetic fallacy. How did the clouds can't bear the burden any longer? And finally burst. You think I enjoy organising these hikes? You think I like spending time with strangers out in the middle of nowhere? Do you want to know why I do it? Do you? Because my father, who wasn't really my father, died and left me with debt so big that if I don't pay them, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Who does he think he is, putting his hands on Robert? You take a deep breath. That's why I do it. Who the hell do you think you are? You know about the disappearances. Are you okay, Ethan? Hannah looks at you, and it's hard to meet her gaze. You know you shouldn't have snapped. Ethan's right. Something's happening and it's nothing to do with you. Where does that constant need to feel like the protagonist come from? Where are you going? Do I really need to spell it out? Ethan and Leo walk off a little. Their voice is too low for you to hear. Why did you react like that with Ethan? You know, you're mad at your father. And that you give anything to hug him again. Go find him. I told him to wait for the storm to pass, but he went anyway. The scream chills you to the bone. Uh-oh. What the hell was that? Ethan. Oh my god. I just want to appreciate that artwork. Look how cool that is. It took 2 seconds. You first heard the name Grizzly Man in a bar in Fairbanks. Like so many other tales from the region. It was thought to be the invention of some bored drunks with too much time on their hands. After the Trans-Alaska pipeline system was finished, a lot of people were left jobless. Sure, disappearances happened, but there were plenty of explanations. Tourists who underestimated the danger of Alaska's terrain. Animal attacks, but nothing like this. The Grizzly Man felt like something ripped straight out of one of your father's books. Books he claimed were full of mistakes, cliches that swallowed characters' development. But that he still couldn't put it down. Everyone's salmon. Let me go, you son of a bitch. Ethan... No, what's his name again? He isn't going to do anything to the Grizzly Man.
Yeah, he's got fucking massive.
He's jacked as well. He really wants to die, doesn't he?
He does.
Wonder what would happen if you just let him get on with it. Let me go. You tried to pull Leo away from the scene. Look at me. Ethan is dead. There's nothing we can do. The creature and the body have vanished. Cool, he even takes the body.
Well, another one down.
Whistleblower. In 1973, Helms ordered everything to be burned. But some people would never abandon their experiments, no matter what. With or without political support. The Alaskan taiga is full of clandestine research facilities. The timeline there is murky. The units Morales supplied to the borough handled the dirty work. Clearing out the buildings, making arrests, ensuring the locals didn't know too much. But some of those units never came back. Some say one of the original MK Ultra scientists is still active in Alaska, experimenting with chemical variant of LSD we have no official record of. Is that why all the visions are all fucked up?
That's what Grizzlyman's seeing then. He's on this weird fucking...
Yeah, because he's having these crazy images. Do you know why LSD is so important to government? Peace, happiness, unity and all that good stuff. Because when everything goes to shit, you need to be happy community. And it doesn't matter if it's artificial. You need them happy and obedient to rebuild society. So there's like an LSD scientist up here, is there? Is that what they're saying?
Apparently, yeah, like he never returned, so he's still in Alaska.
Oh, Hannah. You ran. You saw that thing tearing into Ethan's guts and you ran. The night before you smoked with Ethan and Leo, and they stayed up talking about what they each wanted for their future. Ethan wants to write novels, have them adapted into movies. But he also wanted to be praised by the critics, by his peers. Leo, you're not sure what he wanted because he didn't say much. He mostly just listened. Though you suspect anything would do for him as long as he could be close to Ethan. And you? What do you want? Do you still want to be a well-known documentarian, traveling from festival to festival like you once said? You traveled to shoot a first-person documentary on running some Alaska's rapids. You find a river where the risk of running into a grizzly bear was minimal. Then you edit the footage to sell that risk. Documentary realism was the perfect disguise. A fiction that hides its true nature to sell itself as something else. Interesting. But now, fiction is chasing you. And instead of facing it, you point the camera in one of the other directions. What the? Oh, this is like some sort of cave, is it? You try to steady your breath. I step into a foyer of a strange building in the Taiga. Ah, just the experiment with the LSD. It looks like one of these levers that controls the power supply. Arg, it's gonna be tough to move.
No.
The lever's halfway. Ah. You hear the sound of a generator? Let there be light. And there was light. You don't know where the idea comes from, but it's so simple it surprises you. Like someone came from the future to tell you something the urgency of the present had kept hidden. You set the helmet down on a dusty table pointing at the door. You always wanted to tell stories in your own unique way. Your point of view. To let others step into your world and share the experience. But this idea feels different. A kind of cinema where the lens never moves. A fixed camera that sees everything. It could be lying on the floor or resting on the table. You nod and smile. You are sure you are onto something new. Maybe even a whole new genre. Someday someone will find that camera. And they watch everything like a good God looking down from above. Something's going to come from behind, isn't it? Because you got the camera set. There you go. He just knew it would. Now lifting a finger to save you or anyone. Oh, he's massive as well. Oh, that's amazing.
Got one with ultimatum.
You smashed the camera. That was a bit random. Just going into like a facility just to get like cornered.
Yeah.
I need you to calm down. Before you picked him up off the floor, Leo had said he didn't want to keep walking. Did you see what it did to Ethan? It was like it was digging through his guts, like it was looking for a pair of socks in a drawer or something. You don't know wherever to laugh or slap him. I don't know where Hannah's gone, but I'm done babysitting all of you. You're all adults now. And you know what you are doing. You want to say more, but you choose to stay quiet. After all, Leo was still in shock from what happened to Ethan. And you? Why don't your hands shake or your pulse race like Leo's? Have you seen worse things in the past you don't remember? There's a phone in the cabin. You can come with me. Or you can take your chances with the crazy guy in the bear costume. You start walking, but a growl stops you dead in your tracks. Oh, a real bear now. You recognize it instantly. It's the same old male bear from yesterday who lost his spot in the river to a younger one. Oh, is it going to be a real bear killing like the false bear? Listen to me for a second. You speak in whispers with slow gestures. You know the grizzly can read any sudden movement as a threat. God, this grizzly looks scary as hell. There's something in the animal's gaze that moves you.
It looks so cuddly.
I wouldn't trust it. You're not sure what it is. A certain sadness. Like the giant bear knows something that goes beyond its own existence. The thought fascinates you. Like everything else that happens to you, you blame your father for it. Even though you don't remember anything about your past. You can clearly recall every argument about his books. You were never much of a reader. Reading bored you. And if you ever listened to Jamie talk about his books, it was only because you wanted to spend time with the old man. Even if he slurred his words, I fell asleep in the middle of rambling thought. Most crime writers use it. The red herring, have we talked about this, son? You can picture Jamie next to you, pointing out the bear. You're about to urge to reach and tell him how much you missed him. If this were a detective story, the old bear would be the red thread that offers the most obvious solution to the readers. The old bear would be the one behind the disappearances, and not some crazy guy with a poker gutting his victims with like salmon. You take a deep breath and close your eyes. Life isn't a detective novel. It's something else, and the main thing is to survive. Just what your father didn't do. Leo, for fuck's sake. The bear charges towards you. You jumped. Whoa, you jumped just in time. Oh, he took his knee out. The pain floods your body with the urgency of an inexperienced lover. Oh my god, look at his intestines. Almost unable to move. You watched the old bear gut the student. Everything Leo had been reduced to, the sum of his parts. You tried to put distance between the old bear and yourself. How much blood have you lost already? The last strength you have, you tried to make a tourniquet. What the hell's that?
It basically, you just like tie on a bit of
Like a stick.
yeah,
You twist it.
You twist it just like.
Yeah, adds pressure. Yeah. You lose consciousness. Clinging to a
Bye-bye. It's so fast.
God, I like how the bear actually fucks one up.
Oh.
Do you think that they're all on LSD and it's actually just a normal bear doing the killings, but they're seeing it as a legend?
Actually,
Because do you reckon it could be? Because the LSD might play that point. And this is like them not with the LSD in their system, so they see it as a real bear.
I tell you what, it scrolls so fucking slowly, like you can't even. Oh, it bounces back. Right, my bad. No, it doesn't. Right. It's like the writing barely comes up in time for you to actually click it.
What's it called again?
Tourniquet.
The tourniquet stops the bleeding. Sleep finally overcomes you.
Already comfortable, doesn't it?
I would definitely not sleep there with like a bear,
Fucking blood, like,
and you surrender to the mysterious of the unconsciousness.
that's dangerous, man. Fucking hell.
There's a fucking bear just sliced your leg apart.
Be up a tree or something, yeah.
Maybe it is just a bear, but because they're all on the acid trips, they might be viewing it as something else. Listen up, because you're not gonna believe this. The U.S. Army hands over soldiers reports as MIA to Dr. Morales. Morales implants microcontrollers in them and transforms them into what? Can you guess? Into Men in Black. Get it? From MA to MIB. And then there's a third kind, the MICs, which is probably why we're here, right? MICs are the missing in control. They're the missing MIBs whose microcontrollers from Dr. Morales stopped working. I can't help but laugh at how obsessed you are. The government is with acronyms. MIA, MIB, MIC. What are they going to come up with next? I like this music.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of people are hunting down MICs. The MICs know too much. You don't say a word. You already know how important it'd be to have a MIC on the team.
Interesting.
It's got a strange backstory in it with the drugs and all that.
I like it though.
It's definitely different. We like playing as Robert, don't we? Robert seems to have like all the story.
Well, he's the main guys.
Yeah. You don't know how much time has passed. Well, we're still alive. We haven't been eaten yet. It's hard to make out the signals when everything feels like it's underwater.
Nah, that's the girl, isn't it?
Yeah, look at her hair. You don't know much about myths. What you know through what your father used to tell you. But you're sure Narcissus must have felt something like this. When he saw his own reflection on the surface of the lake. Arg. Are you okay? Not really. I'm sleeping on a tree. Though you try, you can't form an answer. And lose consciousness again. The Lev, son? The river of Hades, where the dead drink to forget their past lives. Hades. One day, more drunk than usual, your dad told you the river of Alaska belonged to the basin of Hades. And that maybe that's why, by drinking from it, you couldn't remember who you'd once been. He, on the other hand, drank everything but water. And the way he never forgot a thing. You think about your dad with the empty bottle on the table. Tears in his eyes rushing to wipe them away. And the image hurts you a lot more than the leg does. Now, are you finally going to tell me who you are? Robert, you'd like to say something else. After all, the young woman saved your life. But you settle for what you know. And tell her about the hike. About the group. About the Grizzly man. The wound on my leg wasn't him, by the way. It was a real grizzly. Though you hadn't been your intention, the comment made the young woman chuckle. I'm Claudia. Nice to meet you. Claudia speaks in English with the formality of someone from abroad. She tells you about her study trip. And you're surprised to learn she came to Alaska from Argentina, a country you know by name. He killed 2 of my friends, and though he tried, he couldn't kill me. There's something in Claudia's gaze that's hard to define, a magnetism that words can't explain. Claudia survived like you did, but for some reason it seems like her experience was different. In Abigail's cabin, there's a phone line and a truck. Who's Abigail? A friend. Can you walk okay? You nod and you start walking. Claudia's strength is contagious. You walk for hours without saying a word. How big's this fucking lake? And though you know life isn't like your dad's books, you feel like the cabin brings you closer to something that might resemble an ending. Oh, is this going to be the identity of he's in a tree. Do you remember that crappy slasher from the 80s called like Madman Mars?
Yeah, it's just called Madman.
It's called Madman. He used to hide in a tree like that. That was a terrible slasher film.
One of the worst songs ever.
Madman Mars.
Yeah, it was fucking
It reminds me of that, the grizzly in the tree though. Have you ever seen the cover of that when it's all red and it's just like branches?
Like
yeah, the silhouette. It reminds me of the Resident Evil 4 silhouette. If anyone's seen the box art for that, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Cool,
The film's terrible. Yeah, got it. And it's got possibly the ugliest cast ever.
Yeah.
Fuck them. I'll take them. It'll take them a while to get here. You look out the window. The sky looks like a brain. All its synapses firing off erratically. Robert, I'm not staying here waiting for them to show up. The art is awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
The light comes through the window. I cast a web of shadows across Claudia's face. You need to go to the hospital. The truck outside. What are we really? Are we what the light shows us? Or the negative space of what we don't know? How long has it been since anyone started it? At least 2 or 3 weeks. I'll start it up, see if it warms up. I wouldn't go out there. The keys. A feeling of guilt eats away at you. You knew Abigail had it secured. But to cover your father's debts, you'd once thought about making it disappear. A magnetic case. In the back wheel of the driver's side. Wait here, I'll be right back.
No.
Arg. Oh, fuck. Look at the animation there. Look at him breathing. That's a step up above the other games as well. Like an animated kind of...
Yeah, that was cool.
That is so cool. The Grizzly man slams the door open. Now we're fucked. Everyone's salmon. The impact knocks Claudia off balance. And she stumbles backwards. He's fucking massive. Do you think of the 4 things you tell tourists if they come face to face with a grizzly? Was that don't move in it? Stay calm. Avoid sudden movements. Back away slowly. And don't make direct eye contact with the animal. This time you wouldn't follow any of those rules. Oh, what an absolute legend. Go on, John Locke.
Oh, I hear it. Actually speared him.
Spear. Is that edge spear? We're actually wrestling the grizzly.
No, it is. It's a really fucking tight timing on this.
Can you spam it really fast?
No, because it just delay your input. See what I mean?
Yep. Battle of the Titans.
Oh, no, it's just a pretty fucking tight timing.
Yeah, it does look hard. Cool, that was a hell of a battle. Arg! Oh god, here we go. Oh, what's that? A box cutter? Oh, knife. Whoa! Parts of your brain, even the ones that hide the secrets of your past as a man in black. Splatter the floor of Abigail's cabin. It's got nice and gory, isn't it? You try to wrestle with the creature. It's very hard to like know what you're actually clicking though, really, isn't it?
Right, Right, okay. There's like one order you gotta do it in.
Yeah. I thought we did stab with the knife already, didn't we?
Yeah, but the problem is, what I gotta do it is raising his arm.
Oh.
When you stab him in his gut, yeah.
Oh, he's fuming. Oh, knee to the face. Cool, get out. You tried to stay awake. But our darkness creeps in with the force of a natural disaster. Cool, he took you out big time.
At least you stopped him, huh?
Where are the eggs? Too weak to move. And with your neck bent in an unnatural position, you think about your father. High reading has affected his posture. And just like him, hearing him grumble and complain, and laugh and cry. The only thing you can do now is watch the scene unfold. Unable to get involved beyond your role as a witness. Oh, turn the knife. Claudia presses the sole of her shoe against the knife. Oh. And it opens like the gates of a dam. Oh, what am I looking at here? Wow. Grizzly man dead? I thought you'd be stronger than that. I think you have a fractured jaw. We survived, Robert. We survived. And that son of a bitch is dead. Claudia tells the officers everything that happened. One of the officers gives you some orders and helps you both out of the truck. Claudia would go with them to the station. They take you to the hospital to check your wounds. You try to complain, but the pain is unbearable, and you can't be understood too well. The son of a bitch had broken your jaw with his knee, and what hurts most is not being able to thank Claudia for putting an end to the Grizzly man. You ain't gonna be there, surely. The end. Question mark. Why is these games so anticlimactic? So we went from like getting confronted by him to stabbing him, kicking a knife, and that was it.
There was this whole mystery.
You got all this other backstory going on with these people about the Men in Black and all this shit, and it just dies.
I don't know what it is. It seems like it just never fleshed out. I mean, to be honest, the first one was like Mothman did it well, but Fardy Lake, fucking. Yeah, I think. This all do the same thing. It's a very rushed ending. I like the game, but
it feels like they get to a certain time limit. And they're like, okay, we have to finish this. It's just got to finish on this chapter.
It's always rushed. I was really enjoying that game. That was a really cool. What happened to Johan? Like,
Johan fell down the river. We don't know what happened to him. I know there's alternative things. Oh, what was that?
What was that? Like they're all in the cabin.
Screen went black. Is it glitched?
No, that's a fucking signal. That was a like.
Oh.
I think I was trying to tell us something.
Right. I thought the absolute highlight was the Grizzly man. He was cool as hell. But okay, here's another question for you. Who the fuck is the Grizzly man?
He was just a guy who, like Dr. Rabbits was doing like an LSD experiment.
Yeah.
And we didn't even kill him. He's still there.
Was it? But I thought there was gonna be a twist, like who's gonna be identified as someone. Maybe there is like a different ending.
Well, here you go. Look. So you got all that, and then look at the endings. You got that one.
Yeah.
Pollock would approve. See, so
Everyone is salmon. Pollock would approve.
So.
Yeah. I would say this though, the horror and the Grizzly Man are two of the best things I've seen in this whole series. The Grizzly Man was a really, really cool. And the gore, they didn't hold nothing back. It was really really quite graphic, but in a cool kind of way. But again, it's just very abrupt. All these games are extremely abrupt. You get to a certain point and it just like it gets wrapped up so quickly, it takes you out of the game. You're like, what?